Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, Blair Underwood. I'm watching the first episode of Quantico for the new season, and I'm like, I could never be one of these operatives.
Oh,
man.
sure you could.
No, I couldn't.
Come on, man.
I would be like crying and be like, I can't sleep with you. Meanwhile, these people are cold-hearted. You're commanding them and teaching them to be cold-hearted.
Oh yeah, they are ruthless. They are ruthless, but they're learning. I'm teaching them how to be ruthless and kind of put your feelings aside and do what you got to do for the sake of your country, of course. It's like,
for the sake of your
sleep
country.
with somebody else you're not supposed to for the sake of your country.
The FBI, you gotta love it. This show, man, it is so well written. It is so well done. Talk to me about being part of it.
You know, I'm having a ball. This is, as you know, the beginning of their second season, and I joined the beginning of the second season. So we're now 15 episodes in, and you know, I feel like I hit the jackpot in terms of the cast, in terms of the people, who these actors are, the good people. We have a ball working together. I love the fact that it's kind of complicated. You know, it respects the audience, and you have to think to kind of watch it and track it. But it's in its second year, and it's growing and evolving at the same time. One thing I want to mention that people should know is that we're going from a 2-timeline to 1-timeline.
Yep. Yeah,
about a month later, not exactly when we come back, but I think people will be excited to hear that, because it's fun, it's interesting, but sometimes it can be challenging to track and follow, and I hear that from a lot of people, as we all have. But it's an exciting story, but it works. I mean, people have been watching since the beginning for that reason. It's been a huge international success, primarily based on Priyanka and her.
She's got some international.
She's got
fans.
some international people. But now I think it's in 226 territories right now, and it's fun to be a part of that.
One of the things I love is we are in a period of time right now where terrorism is arguably the most talked about issue globally. This show tackles it head on. Talk to me about having a show that touches on the relevancy of what's happening in today's world.
Well, it's topical, and I think it's important to have that, and you can explore that through many different perspectives. I mean, Yasmin Masri, who plays Nima and Reina, the twins, you know, she's Arabic, so she has a very unique perspective as a character, which filters into the writing, because the writers, you know, as they get to know us better, they listen to us, which is exciting. So, you know, very few things in life are absolute. You know, the very few things are just completely black and white, metaphorically speaking. There is right and wrong, and that's what we explore in the show. And I think you mentioned the writing is excellent, and I agree with you on that.
When you look at the topics this show touches on, obviously in the first episode, I don't want to give too much away, but these operatives are asked to do things that they may or may not be comfortable with.
Yeah.
How much of that do you feel really plays into real life defending the country? How much do operatives and people in our defense have to actually go above and beyond?
Listen, it's completely real life. My father was in intelligence in the Army, and we have a tech advisor here on our show, and you know, the intelligence community and the men and women of this community, I see, must be respected. They really are. I heard somebody say last night, the crown jewel of what makes our country tick. You know, it's not perfect, and we can go back to the weapons of mass destruction with Bush and all that. It's not perfect, but these people literally put their lives on the line, and that's what I love about this show. I mean, we can say this first episode that comes back on the 23rd is about the art of seduction, and how you have to put your own mind and your own familial ties, your own relationships aside sometimes. And if you have to sleep with someone to get information, to get intel, well, then so be it.
Hard work, especially when they're beautiful people you're sleeping with.
You know.
They didn't pick ugly actresses or actors for that one.
No, I like my job.
We had this week, I think, one of the great moments in American history when President Obama gave his farewell speech.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me as an American to be able to see, and it's funny because whether you believe in certain ends of politics or other ends of politics, to see a man deliver something as elegant and as eloquent as Obama did. What are your thoughts?
Well, I must tell you, one of the most moving moments for most of us that watched that farewell address by President Obama was how he regarded his wife and the respect he has for his wife, Michelle. And he spoke about his two daughters. Malia was the only one in the front row, but to see him and they become very emotional. I come from a big family and a very close family, so that was, I think, it's important to see, but also for a country to see that. You know, this is one of the few administrations in decades that has not had a major scandal in 8 years.
It's true.
Not one major scandal. So to see a person who is, and I campaigned for Obama, since we're talking about politics.
I know you did.
Which I don't usually do. But I absolutely didn't agree with everything over the last 8 years. But to have someone in the White House who is intelligent and articulate and thoughtful, imperfect for sure, but those qualities matter. Someone who cares about the words they say, that matters, and the impact it has around the world. So it's the end of one administration and era, and it's the beginning of a new one, and we'll have to wait and see what that brings us.